YouTube, what's going on today, everybody? Back here with another video. Today I will be interviewing Poe, aka the Boxing Sim Wishlist. We're gonna get to know him a little bit better, so I feel like that'll definitely help people understand him and where he comes from and why I guess he's so opinionated in the Discord and when he talks about the game. And we're also going to, ask him a few other questions. So yeah, if you want to take part in this, let me know in the comments. I know for sure I have at least 2 more I can do, just like they've already said they want to do it. And I guess I'll just start asking the people that, I feel like, me personally, I want to know, some things about them. So yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. This is my first time doing, well, it's not my first time doing this actually, but it's my first time doing it solo. So I'm excited. I'm ready to get this on. I'm gonna go ahead and get him in here and we are going to start. So we are back here. I now have my guest here. I'm just gonna let him introduce himself.
My name is, I'm Poe from the been around for a while, doing this boxing video game stuff. And I had been campaigning and doing all the things I can to get a boxing game. And I'm excited that a lot of companies they feel that it's time for a boxing game. They're not scared of EA no more. So
Definitely,
they just doing it.
definitely,
You
definitely.
know.
So Pope, just so we can get into it, so the people can get to know you a little bit better and why you've been pushing for this and how long you've been pushing for. So first, your boxing experience. I know, you've told a few of us about it. You've said it numerous times in the Discord. But just for those that don't know, can you tell us, I guess, from start to finish your boxing career?
Yeah, I've been when I boxed like in the late '80s to '97. I think was the last time I really trained for a fight. So I won the Golden Gloves 3 times, the Diamond Gloves 3 times, and the New Jersey State Championship 3 times. So these are major tournaments. And then I went to England and I beat the top fighters in England when I went there.
Wow,
For I got invited,
wow.
and I had a pretty decent amateur background. I sparred a lot of pros like Ray Mercer, Shannon Briggs, Bobby Chiz. I know a lot of people don't know Bobby Chiz, but he was a good fighter. Howard Davis, I was on his team, and a friend of mine named Emmanuel Mayfield, he was a cruiserweight champ. So, I had a pretty decent amateur career. When I turned pro, I had bad management, which I should have never, went to the person that I did for my management because Ray Mercer manager wanted me. But I had 2-1. I had a 2-1 pro career, and then I said, nah, I sit out my contract, and then I sit out, and then start thinking about life. I had to pay bills,
Yep.
so boxing just went away.
I've heard that story quite a few times. Bad management, get out the contract.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it made me mad because when I was fighting and when I turned pro, I wasn't getting the money I supposed to got as a pro. When you're a decorated amateur, you're supposed to be making thousands. I was
oh
making
wow,
hundreds. I got $100 a round.
wow,
That was
yeah.
crazy.
Even back then,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that was ridiculous. Um,
Yeah.
but you also said you won the whole New Jersey State Golden Gloves.
Yes, I won. I went to the nationals. I went to the nationals. I lost to the nationals.
People, that
But
is a big accomplishment. All the
yeah,
pretty much all the cities. I know in Texas, all the cities have their own Golden Gloves, and there's pretty much just a big tournament.
Yeah,
towards the, I want to say, middle of the year time, spring maybe. And there's pretty much one winner in each weight class. And Poe
yes,
said that he was the one out of his weight class to win that. That's huge.
yeah.
That
I
is huge.
know at one point there were, was it 18 people joined up for the heavyweight division, and it whittled down to I think 9 people. Because a lot of trainers are saying they didn't want to take that chance of losing to me. And I was like, what? I said, you in the Golden Gloves tournament? They're like, no, fighters backed out. Yeah.
that
But
is that's part of amateurs too, dodging fights.
yeah,
It's just in every
yeah,
level of boxing. That's
yeah.
wild.
A lot of people don't want to look and get embarrassed. And that was my thing. I didn't want to get embarrassed.
Nobody, yeah,
I was like,
nobody does. I
yeah,
honestly, with my little amateur experience, and I was in the I don't want to say my city, but I was in the Golden Gloves of my city, right? And I was a novice at that time, so we were boxing for 3 1-minute rounds, and this
yeah,
I lost the first round, right? That was one of my, I want to say my third or fourth fight. I lost that, right? No biggie, but it was just the experience. Like the Golden Gloves
yeah,
is very intense because people know what's at stake, even at the novice level, right? So those
yeah,
guys, but those guys that have those 10+ fights and that are like experienced and get the full 3 minutes, it's pretty serious. Like
it
it's
is.
the most serious tournament in my city.
Yeah,
So
it is.
that's a huge accomplishment. But
And I was mad because in the Golden Gloves, it's trophy called the Rocky Marciano Trophy. That's for the fight
oh
of the night in the Golden Gloves. And I
oh
was supposed to get that, and they gave it to this other guy. Just like the announcer said, "Yo, you supposed to have got that." And they gave it to this other guy. I said, "Oh man, out of all the trophies I wanted that one."
damn, yeah, that's definitely one. We just got belts. I think the one that had like the fight of the night, they got just like a different color belt from what I remember. They didn't get no
See,
Rocky
y'all got
Marciano.
belts. We didn't get belts. Like the state championship, I see my friend. He was younger than me, and I seen him with a belt. It was like it wasn't one of them Rocky Marciano. I mean, them Rocky movie belts with the elastic on the side. It
Uh huh.
looked like a real. I was like, yo, they giving out belts now?
Oh dang, that's official. It was like a Velcro. I think it was like a Velcro one. So I don't think it was that official where you could get it confused with an official pro boxing belt. But
Yeah, they
yeah, they
had
were nice.
another belt. I was like, duh.
Yeah, they were nice. But getting into now the video game part, how long have you been campaigning for a boxing video game?
I was campaigning for a realistic boxing game when I was a moderator for EA. EA found me on IGN. I was putting up ideas, talking about Knockout Kings and Fight Night. So one of the community managers, he said, "Hold up, come on out board." So I went on their board, and he made me a moderator.
Mhm.
Then he made me a senior moderator. So he's trying to push me up because they said you go through steps and you could be on the actual team. Because he
Oh
said
wow.
that's how he started, and he was like made me like a community manager. They said community leader, but like I think it was you that told me. They said a community leader is manager basically.
Okay.
So, um, I was like pushing and pushing. Even when I was a man, I mean, on the EA moderation team, the team was getting mad at me because Poe passionate. That's all
Yeah.
they say. They say, Poe, you're too passionate for this. It's a game, and I said, no, it's things that you could do because I like doing my research.
Uh-huh.
Other companies be doing things, and they kept saying they couldn't do it. And then I go by and they, keep going and reaching because they say, oh, we can't get y'all that many creative boxers. And I said, yes, you can. It's a computer game that you can keep adding things on. So I showed them my information, and they was mad, but they complied. They gave us more slots for the creation part. Then they said the realism doesn't sell. Then I was like, why doesn't realism sell? What do you got to use as a template to
Yep.
say it didn't sell? So
Nothing.
I kept pushing and pushing. Then once EA stop making boxing. I said, oh, I gotta keep this push going on. I said they are like they don't want to make a game no more. So I started doing petitions, reaching out to companies, reaching out to boxers. I said I'm trying to get boxers to back my want for a game. So in that aspect of me reaching out to boxers, because I used to help EA get boxers, because I was reaching out to them from my experience with being around boxers. I used to I said let me contact this guy. I know him. I used to be around him or in the gym. So they're like, yeah, I remember you, like Nate Campbell. I know Nate Campbell. He actually fought a guy from my gym. So we became friends. Try to get him in the game, get him to talk to other boxers. So that's how my whole push for a realistic boxing game started. So 3 decades. It was
3 decades. See, and that's the thing, right? When I first, I don't want to say when I first met you, but when ESBC first kind of kicked off, I first joined the Discord. I was like, God damn, Poe it requesting this, and this. But like, I took a step back and I realized this guy, like when I met this guy, he already had tons of posts about a boxing game for years. So it just looked like for years. And that's just back in 2016. So I've seen years just of work on your Twitter page alone. And I'm like, you know what? This guy's been at this for so long, pushing for a simulation boxing game for so long. I feel like he should, you should definitely be able to voice your opinion along with others, of course. But with you, I feel like you don't have an ego. You're just very, I don't know how, I guess you're very, like, this is passionate. That's great. That's the perfect word. Passionate. You say you want something, and that's it. Or you say, hey, I saw this in the trailer. Is anybody working on this? I feel like you deserve to have almost a bit of the ego, because what you've been pushing for is coming to fruition here with ESBC, right? And I know other people, where there's somebody that is just coming into the Discord, or like a content creator or something, like people have egos, right? And it's crazy that you have been doing this for so long. You don't have that ego. It's just real raw passion, right? And
Yeah.
we've been we've been doing this for a minute. As I said, back in 2016, round for
Yeah.
round boxing brought us pretty much together.
Yeah.
We kind of got introduced with each other with round for
Because
round.
my thing was, I was looking, trying to find content creators. Because my thing was, how can I get the word out about getting a boxing game? So I started looking at content creators that did fight night videos, and all these different things. So I said, let me reach out to them. Then I reached out, saw you was doing things talking about fight night. And then I start other ones. So I started trying to let them pick up on my energy. And some of them, like, they started, then they fall off. But my main thing is, like, we could do this together, because the thing is you get a company to see that there's major interest, and content creators, they bring interest.
Hmm.
That right there helps out a lot. Because
Definitely.
I went to a lot of companies. I talked to, like, well, even before the round for round, I talked to companies that they wanted to do a boxing games, but they were scared. They said, "No, if we invest this money, EA might come out and they might
Yep.
wipe us out and something like that. That we
Yep.
wasted our money." And I said, the thing is, EA, their mindset is not realism.
Hmm.
Their thing is, we trying to catch your all fans, but in that mix of trying to catch your all fans, because if you make a hybrid game, to me, it's always going to be arcade.
Yep.
It's not going to be sim arcade. It's going to be that arcade feel,
Yep.
and that's what EA did. And that was my whole argument with EA developers to today. I even talked to them to today.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they waiting on the outskirts watching around. I mean, watching ESBC.
Yeah.
They definitely watching.
They are. And with that, right? I played the fight nights, and I played UFC 3. UFC 3, they edged in some sim and they edged in some arcade, but the arcade shined. Same with fight night. The arcade
Yeah,
outshined any realistic aspects that they had in the game. So that's very true.
yeah, yeah.
with the round for round, right? That's how we first met, and Hard Knock Nights as well. I know you're definitely more heavily involved with round for round. I was even able to speak with Jamie Daughtry and even Malky Pablo at some points. But do you know? Have you been speaking with any of those people? Is Jamie even still there?
Yeah, we're actually, friends, I would say, because we have talked, when it wasn't even, not about boxing or the boxing game. But, I think I talked to him last week about something, you know,
Jamie.
yeah,
Jamie.
about
Okay.
boxers. It was a boxer, I think, we were talking about that they have and ESBC has. And we was talking about that. But yeah, I was actually supposed to be on the Hard Knocks Night team too,
That
and
that's funny you
and
say
I
that.
backed the yeah I missed the email, and
Oh,
I knew if I would have been on they'd have been mad at me.
rip.
They'd have been mad at me. My thing is I'm opinionated. Even with round for round, I say things. We used to argue. We used to argue a lot. We had our own visions. And I was like, nah, I said, this is not going to sell. This is what fans want. They've been waiting. I said, if you do, see, my thing is I like to do my research. Like with EA Fight Night, the fan base dropped. It dropped drastically because fans thought that when EA got my wish list, they asked for it. The producer, I mean, yeah, the producer, he took a picture. He said, "I got your wish list, Poe," and he showed me. He says a lot of pages though, but I got it. So fans say, "All right, we won. Poe did it. Poe did it." And these jokers put like 3% in the game. Yo, and fans are like they was out because they said we don't want the same thing over and over. Give us something different. You got to do a major change to catch
Yep.
fans.
Yep. Yep. And that just they really. It's not necessarily that people didn't go out and buy. Well, they didn't go out and buy Fight Night Champions, but they
They bought
didn't.
it
They
later.
didn't.
Their sales picked up later because they see that no get boxing game was
Yeah,
coming out.
true. But at that time, they didn't see anybody buying it because they didn't put out the product that people wanted, and they were just like, "Hey, we can't profit off this how we want to,
Yeah,
not at all." Um,
especially when you got paid on boxers.
but it is funny because with Hard Knock Nights too, Q, shout out to Jamie, Malky, all of them.
Yeah,
But yeah, I got hit up as well. And I don't, as far as like that game, I don't know anything. The last time I heard Showbiz said that Q's still trying to make it. So
yeah,
that's the last I know.
yeah. That's the thing that I'm getting from like round for round and Q. They saying there's still room for other boxing games.
Yeah,
I believe there is, but you got to still be some type of competitive
yeah,
with the other game. Because ESBC, I don't think no game touching them for a while.
definitely.
EA come back. The only thing that will help EA because their name brand.
Hmm.
But other than that, I don't think EA will be able to touch them at this moment. They got over 200 boxers,
With some
and they're
big
still
names,
getting more.
with
And they
big names.
still getting more. And I don't know if you looked at my Twitter. Steve Cunningham, he wants to be in the game, and he used to be like hard. He didn't want to be in the game because of his Don King situation.
Uh huh.
Yeah, a
So
lot of boxers are scared because they've been like when 2K did what they did with that Don King, they didn't want to sign nothing. I
uh,
reached out to some boxers. Like my boy Shannon, man, Shannon, we go way back. Shannon, everybody wants Shannon in the game because he's
yeah,
like a human advertisement.
yeah.
And Shannon was like, he want money straight up.
I
I say, man, you make more money off DLC, but they don't trust it.
I
Man, if they like to say, I'll give you money straight up, I said, no, let me be DLC. That's what I was saying. Because I will be so about my fan base and me, my advertising capabilities. That's what I would depend on.
So, so before we transition right there, so with round for round, have you? I guess I know you said you spoke with Jamie recently, but I guess
Yeah.
has there been any type of movement? Are they just like waiting for investment at this point? What's going on with that with them?
I think it's more of investments in. I'm not really sure because now since I'm really out, even when I was in the on the team, I was rarely getting as much information as I wanted to because I always felt like an outsider. I felt more like an insider with ESBC than I did with round for round. We be talking, and I'm like, yeah, but we can't, tell you certain things. I'm like, hold up, I'm on the team. What you mean you can't tell me nothing? And it seemed like, that big brother or your father, you scared he gonna say something about a wrong move,
Yeah.
so you ain't gonna tell him.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, they still doing things, but my thing is you're too slow. You gotta, and I told them about when it comes to gaming, you gotta have a product to present to the public and the boxes you're trying to get. That's how ESBC they got the box. They presented. This is what we making. You see our fighters boxes. Oh no, look how them boxes look. Yeah, I want to be in the game.
Yeah. So and with that too, like if they don't have anything to show, I get it. But at the same time, ESBC is getting these investments, as you said, because they are showing things and people
Yeah,
are like, oh, this looks good. Here's some here's some money. So
yeah.
yeah,
Cause,
yeah,
cause, cause this what happened. I was reaching out to investors without a product before, because I was like, yo, why don't you invest in a company? They say, what company, what product do they have? I reached out to Nike, I reached out to Adidas, I reached out to Everlast, I reached out to all these companies. They say, you telling us about investing in something, but we don't see a product. They say if a company bring a product, we will invest in them. I was like, wow. And I said that was easy. I even had a company say they was gonna give me money. They was gonna give me money to make a game. I'm like, hey, I don't know nothing about making no game. And then I'm like, God, maybe I should have just said, all right, and I hire a producer and let him take over the whole. I give him the ideas and stuff, and he take over the whole thing. But my thing is like, no, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to be that company that wants something but can't do it.
yeah.
ESBC, they contact me last year. I was like, yo, I said, you serious? He's like, yeah, this is what we doing. We looked at your wish list before. He said, yeah, I saw it. I looked it up and down. I said, yo, you have a lot of stuff that you want. It's in the game. I say, for real? He said, yes.
Wow. That's
But the thing that gets me about this, and I know, I think they bully Ash, the devs. They said that Ash never told me that I was going to be on the team. He asked me. I know for a fact when I had the Zoom meeting, he said, I will make a position for you that fits you. He
definitely.
said he wanted me on the team. So the devs pulled me to the side. They said, "No, that ain't what he wanted. He was just trying to praise you for your long time wanting a game, and you kept the energy going for all this long time. So we're gonna just put a player model in the game for you." That ain't what Ash said.
That,
No, that's definitely not what Ash said.
so before I get on that too, um, did you with Poe emailing these investors and things like that, y'all? I've seen emails, DMs. This guy that just if I were to show y'all, it would just further prove this man is passionate about a simulation boxing game. Because some of the DMs, some of the fighters he's hit up, it's just like, oh, you reached out to that guy? Like, wow, that's cool, right? So this dude is just very passionate about this. So when he's in that Discord and he's suggesting something and someone rebuttals and he's coming back with, hey, this is why. just kind of, I don't want to say just let him have it, but kind of see where he's coming from, right? Because there's passion, there's a lot of experience behind it. So respect it. Now, with the whole thing with I guess the role on the team, you know from me, and I'm probably sure for a lot of other people, you would have my support for that, right? We definitely need. I don't know what I know they signed Zilla, right? Is it
Yeah,
Rackzilla?
he's from America.
Yeah. So if they could do something like that for you too, I would love that. I'm all behind that, right? And I know just from my little interactions with Assad, I know he wants to put content creators, up. So I know someone like you
Yeah.
who's very passionate. I know he would want to put you up too. I haven't had any conversations with Ash, but they're brothers, so I would assume that they both have the same mindset. So I definitely think that I can't really speak on it actually, but I could see them actually saying, "Hey, we want Poe on the team." So I don't
And
think
my thing
that's
is, I don't want to get paid. I don't want to get paid. The game itself is payment for me. I don't want to get paid. And and my thing is what the Dez was saying, and we had like a little side on the Discord. We had a little side meeting, and they said, no, we only hiring people from the UK.
oh
So when I seen Raxzilla come in, which for some reason I knew Raxzilla was going to be on the team because he was too active on the team.
hmm
And they know he was from EA and Epic and all that. They said, oh, we got to bring him in. So he, was on the team. And I'm like, hold up. I said, you telling me you can't hire y'all not hiring from no place but the UK, but here come Raxzilla. And I did one of my, sarcastic things. I said, yeah, I noticed that they don't hire people from no other place but the UK, but Raxzilla is from where?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, wow, it's like you really being biased against me. I said, I don't want anything.
that
I don't want nothing.
that's the thing. Your passion can be misinterpreted, right? And
Yeah,
like I said earlier, I had to take a step back and realize, like, okay, this is just passion. This dude has no ego. It's just pure passion. So that's I'm definitely this is why I'm glad I have you on here. It's all passion, people.
yeah.
That's it.
Because a lot of people get mad at me and they take it as me being a bully or whatever. I say, I'm not. I'm just telling you, I'm giving you examples of certain things. Because they
hmm
say, oh, this not gonna work. You're too this. But then I get the evidence of why it would work. And people hate that. They say, "Oh, here you go with that evidence and stuff." I say, "But you said it didn't work."
Yep. 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 So I'm I'm again just glad that this could be kind of put out there so people can hopefully watch this and understand where you're coming from.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
moving on.
I like that we getting all these content creators. Actually, it was I say about two or three content creators say, "Poe, you're not a content creator."
Oh
I'm always
yeah.
advertising ESBC. I'm always doing things to pull people to it. People be telling me on my Discord, on my channels, I didn't know there was a boxing game. I'm like, what? You didn't know it was a boxing game after that? I said, no, I didn't. So if content creators try to make people get eyes on things,
Yep.
and
Con
that's what I try to do.
Yeah,
I
content
just don't
creation.
do videos.
Yeah, content creation. It can be video form, picture, writing.
Yeah.
So you write, you post the pictures. You are a content creator. And I think I told you that because somebody had
Yeah,
said,
you were one of the ones that said it.
yeah. So yeah, people just because we're in front of the camera doesn't we are content creators, but so is the people that aren't that are posting pictures, writing, making covers, just things like that. Like they're content creators as well, right? So
Yeah.
that's one thing. And two, uh, what else did I have? Okay, so with the whole process of ESBC, their monthly well, we're not getting monthly updates anymore, but their fighter announcements, Todd recruiting, just the whole process with Steel City Interactive. I guess how out of 10, how would you rate it so far?
Oh, I rate it real hard. I rate
Out of
it like about an eight-ish. Or no, I wouldn't say a 9 or 10. But the whole process, I rate it kind of high. They
oh,
give us, even though people are impatient, that's the main thing about people. They're like, no, just give us the game. No, I don't want the game. I don't want the game. We waited this long. Don't give me just anything. I don't want people to start complaining. Because
yeah.
you give people stuff, they take it, always going to take it as the full game.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to complain.
Yep.
And they don't realize complaining on social media can destroy a game.
That's very
Really
true.
can.
So I
And,
what
and a lot of people, they want this game's the EA realists, supporters. Some of them know they want this game to succeed, and I'm like, yo, you an idiot. It makes EA want to make a game. Why don't you want this game to succeed? Because EA like, well, we gotta find a way so we can make a game. Even though I know ESBC got a lot of boxes locked down, but that never stops EA. They find a way around
yeah. And
it.
so
Yeah.
you said, so what, I guess what was the number rating out of 10? You said 8?
Eight.
Okay, so I guess
What
what
would you say?
for me, honestly, I would say at this point, I would actually say nine and a half.
Yeah, I knew
Just
you were gonna say that.
just because, like, I, honestly, at this point, if I'm being, I don't know, I don't think, just as you said, right? People would take early access as the final product. So I don't think
Yeah.
we'll be getting. I'm leaning more so that we're not going to get an early access, and it's like up until pretty much the summer, which is when it was scheduled to come out. We were told we were going to get an early access, so it's like I kind of got to take half a point. But everything else, man, like the fighters, I love how they have Todd, and I like how he's in the forefront because I like his personality. Um, Assad, I haven't spoken with Ash, but Assad, dude, he seems just like a real down to earth dude. So I always,
Aside, Aside and Ash are two different personalities.
uh,
Assad is like business, straight business. He
and I,
said I was gonna be yeah, he said I was gonna be your friend on LinkedIn, but I don't like the way you have it set up. So he told me what to do. And he'll be my friend on LinkedIn. I was like, oh man, I was like, really? And me being who I am, I always do it. I looked at the pictures of the other people on the team. I
mm,
said, hold on, why you want me to change my picture? And I see a guy don't have his picture up there. But I said, all right, I'll follow. Maybe that'll, make me be in good graces with the team.
mhm.
So, I changed it. I put my boxing picture up there. I ain't put my, picture up there.
Oh, so yeah, I with him too, because when he comments, he's definitely like trying to explain things and why things. So I definitely see that business side too. Um,
Yeah.
but I guess, hey, I like I said, I haven't spoken with Ash at all. What I guess could you describe how he is, his personality?
Oh, he, Ash seemed like somebody took a part of me and put in him. When we talk, we both up there like happy, like you could tell he's smiling on the other end of the phone. When we had the Zoom meeting, he was talking to me. He's like, "Poe, I'm happy to speak to you, and I know you're going to be happy with what we're doing." And he was like real excited, and he was like, "Yeah, I want you to be a part of the team in some aspect." I was like, "Wow." I said, maybe I should just drop round for round. But me being a loyalist, I was like, man, I don't know. Maybe I try to hold on to both of them in some type of way. And
Yeah.
I think we talked a couple of times, quite a few times. And I said, Poe, I can't like really tell you things. I want to tell you things. And I'm like, Dad, he want to tell me things.
Yeah.
Dad, round for round don't do this. They don't like really give me as much as I want. And he was like, I was like, wow. He said, you got to sign an NDA. You be on the team. I was like, wow. I said, I was like, I messed up on that big time.
Yeah. So with that whole process too, it's like I I don't want have to, me personally, I don't have to be a part of the team. Like I can't even I applied. I can't even get the content creator role in the Discord or whatever. But it's cool. I know people have said, "Oh, we want so and so. We want
What's
all."
going on with that?
I don't know. We don't want we want the content creators in the game. And for me, it's just like, man, I don't want none of that. No gratitude. Just like as you said earlier, just pay me with the game.
Yeah, that's
That's all I
the
want.
goal.
Just pay me
Yeah,
with this game. As two of the we are at besides showbiz, which showbiz is kind of mixing it up. When there's big updates, he'll talk about the game. But we're two of the longest, I guess, tenured when it comes to boxing video games that are
yeah,
covering things. You know, of course, we have
yeah.
what's I'm thinking of Fight Night creators that upload the Fight Night, but they're kind of in and out too with the content, while we're just kind of ESBC heavy at this point. So it's y'all respect us. No, I'm just kidding. But next question I want to ask you: 5 things that you could add. Like if Ash said, "Hey, Poe, what are 5 things you want added?" It could be 5 fighters. It could be one fighter with 4 features, game modes, anything. What?
I know I'm gonna get flack for this because I always talk about it. Tendencies, capabilities, and
That's one.
attributes.
Okay.
That's just one. That's just wrapped up in one. I seen what they presented, but I'm like, you looked at my list and that's what you got. Y'all not really giving us more to make. Sometimes you gotta. It might look like a lot, but it draws fans in because they feel like they have full control over what they're making and
Hmm.
how their box are going to act. That's why when I be on Discord and stuff, I say, "Oh, who's doing the AI and tendencies and stuff like that?" I did a whole campaign for that for like 2 months straight, and they was like wasn't telling me. Then I found out from one of the brothers. I don't want to put their names out there, but you know what I'm talking about.
Uh huh.
So I found out who was doing the AI. So now I'm trying to figure out. I know his name, but what is his handle? What's his on Discord and stuff. So
Oh, okay.
then I found out. They say, "Oh, you didn't know," and they told me. But then I'm like, AI and tendencies. I don't know if he's doing both because they sound like they're the same. And I'm like, Dad, because then I do my research with because they trying to say, excuse me for jumping all around, but they trying to say that ESBC is going to be the NBA 2K of boxing.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing to live up to. Not the microtransactions and stuff like that. Because that's what a lot of people always do when I say NBA 2K. And they say, oh, no, we don't want that because they got micro. That's not what I'm talking about.
Uh
The
huh.
realism to the sport. That's what they try to capture.
Yeah.
And my thing is, give us what NBA 2K got. They got the tendencies for the basketball players to do. Give us that, and fans will be excited. So that's my one thing. I don't want to stay on one thing, but two would be like a management mode.
Okay.
Cause
Yeah.
that'll capture, it'll capture a lot of fans, but it'll catch an older crowd too. And a lot of people say, "Oh man, nobody care about the older crowd." Yeah, cause you're not trying to make money. It's about money. You
Yeah.
want to capture all fans. Management mode, and they don't have to be. See, people keep thinking about when they talk about management mode, they think about tech sim. No, like NBA 2K franchise,
Yeah.
that's technically a management mode.
Like
That's
creating cards and things like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
creating colors and
Yeah.
stuff.
I,
Yeah,
I
it,
would.
that
Yeah. I
yeah,
would.
that'll be awesome.
I honestly, I would play something like that. I used to be a big like growing up. I was just a single player guy, right? So I
Yeah,
have that experience of just playing by myself and going through creating things, whether it be Madden, 2K, or even the like WWE games at that point. So I definitely would probably find some joy out of that. You can go ahead, continue.
All right, my third thing, uh, it'll be and this isn't technically like me because I'm not really an online player, but an online career mode, you know. And I'm shocked that I'm saying this, but me, I'm for the community. A lot of people think, oh, you just on offline, offline. That's not what it is. My thing is about community, online, and offline community. Just making the game, have a fan base.
Hmm.
So do the online career mode, and you do everything that you could do basically offline. And then let me see, four. Uh, what four would be the Olympics.
Yeah.
They share the Olympics and Golden Gloves and everything in the game, and I think that'll be a huge, for them to do that. And let me see. Actually, I talked to the people in the Olympics. One of the I forget their name, but they was talking about this like, well, if a company presents itself right, we'll be a part of it. And I was like, wow,
Oh
ESBC, they
man.
got it. I said they should be able to have it. And they present themselves right. I said I like everything they doing for, that marketing part could be a little stronger, but that's money. I know marketing could run in the millions. When it comes to marketing, and I don't think they want to put that money out there for the marketing yet.
Yeah.
Because indie companies don't really spend a lot on marketing, and that's what a lot of people don't realize. This is an indie company. They got less than, I think, 22 people,
Hmm.
and that's up from what they had. A AAA company has over 100. On fight night, they have 500 people working on that game, and I don't see how with what they presented, and I don't see how. That's crazy.
I don't see how.
That's crazy. When I saw that, when I saw that, I was like, 500 people. What they do? 400 of them just watched. What ain't going on here?
Oh man.
That's crazy. And five would be damn, what would five be? And I meant to write. I was gonna write these things down. I said I want to be precise. I'm gonna write it down so I know what he probably gonna answer, and I'm gonna write it down.
Uh-huh.
And five would be more old school boxers. Give us a little bit. Give us more of everyone. Don't just give us a little bit of old school boxers.
Yeah.
Then you give us a lot, because a lot of people want to do all these different things with like, all right, we got Jack Johnson. Let him fight this person, that person. You know just give us more of each era.
Era. Uh-huh. And another one thing that you do on your Twitter that I enjoy is the family DLC packs. I
Oh
love those.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I feel like if they were to go to, hey Floyd, like
yeah.
cuz family people love their family, right? So, Floyd,
Oh,
hey,
check
if we
this
could get your
story out.
dad, your uh-huh.
Check, check this story out. I want you to hear the story. I contacted Jeff. I said if I could get one of the Mayweathers, I might be able to get the all of them.
Yeah.
So I talked to Jeff for a while, and Jeff was like, "Nah, I wanted." He said, "You make more money off a mobile game. Is it a mobile game?" I said, "Jeff, man." I said, "Man, be in a video game. I mean, be in a console game." I was like, "Console games make more money." He said, "Nah." He said, "Somebody told me that you make more money off a mobile game." I said, "But be in a console game, Jeff. I'm telling you." And he refused. I was like, "Oh, come on, Jeff." Because I was trying to get, I said, I get Jeff, then I could get all the brothers.
Yeah.
And that right there, you get all the family, then come Mayweather.
Yep. Yep.
And I think it still can happen. That's
Oh
one
yeah.
thing to be saying. Push up for the Floyd Senior, then you get the whole family.
With Floyd, um excuse me, with Floyd, I don't it's not a question of if, it's a question of when for me at this point, right?
Yeah.
That's really
And
what
a
it
lot of
is.
people keep thinking it's the money part. I keep telling them I was there when EA said that they brought Floyd a price, then they gave Pacquiao a price. Pacquiao was gonna get more than him. Come on, that's
Yeah.
Floyd gonna look at that like a disrespect.
Yeah.
Then he did more research. Then Floyd did research. He said, "Oh, you got Mike Tyson, you got Muhammad Ali, you got Pacquiao. All of those making more money than me, and you tell me basically I should do it for free." That's how he felt.
Exactly right. So, and another thing with the whole like money situation, people like Floyd, right? He has his number, whatever that number may be. They have to find a way to reach it. That doesn't make him money hungry. He knows his value, right? And
Yeah,
there's they have Canelo, right? Canelo is somebody we've seen it with this Caleb Plant, right? He has an ego, right? So if they're able to match Canelo's price, because Canelo knows he's the top dog, I just don't see how Floyd is going to be any more difficult, right? I don't
exactly.
personally see it. You just have to meet his price, and it seems like he'll sign off. And
Yeah.
I
I
just
think the DLC would work better with Floyd.
oh yeah, cause yeah, oh
Floyd got
man,
a fan base, and the
yeah,
money will come.
yeah, a DLC, yeah, they definitely would have to pitch that to him because that would any other deal that he would sign off would actually hinder him. Yeah, so they definitely need to do
Yeah.
that. But last question here tonight, we're getting Pacquiao versus Ugas. It's not Pacquiao versus Spence, but hey, Ugas is a solid welterweight. So I just want to know your opinion on how do you think Manny Pacquiao beats Ugas? Not who wins, but how do you think Manny Pacquiao beats Ugas?
Oh man, I was thinking about this fight too, and they try to say that Ugas injured. I don't know how real that is,
What?
and they say it's left or right bicep. Like I said, oh come
He
on,
finna.
man,
Oh
come
man,
on.
he finna get beat up. He finna get beat up.
But if it's not true, I see when it comes to you being old like Pacquiao, you could become old overnight.
Yeah.
And I don't know because Pacquiao he working and I experienced it at one time. You know, you do all that working out and everything. You basically shot your load,
Yeah.
overwork yourself. And Pacquiao seemed like he's an overworker.
Yep.
Now you gotta when you older, your body gotta relax more. You gotta take more, recuperation time. And I just hope that's not the case. But other than that, I hope Pacquiao wins so we can get better fights. I don't want. I like Ugas, but I don't want Ugas to be Pacquiao.
Yeah. Nope. I don't think anyone does. I
Yeah,
and I like Ugas too, but I just because from this point on, I don't know when Manny will return, but we're either gonna get Crawford versus Manny or Spence versus Manny, and those just
yeah,
appeal to me way more than Ugas. So
yeah. It does. It really does. I want Crawford to fight. One of these big names. Like I want him to fight Sean Porter.
that's happening. They're doing the purse bid for the pay-per-view, I think.
It's like they joining out because Crawford already had a fight set up.
Really?
Now he ordered the fight Sean Porter. He has some Russian guy, I forget it. I think he was Russian. And they just threw that Sean Porter in the mix and it just knocked the other fight out. He put that foot in September. I mean, yeah, next month.
Thank God that got knocked out, man.
Yeah.
But
Fans not right about now, fans ain't trying to hear them type of fights.
yep, definitely, and especially with people pulling out, hopefully we get that fight, man. With everyone's healthy and all that.
Yeah.
But we're running on. We're about at 47 minutes, so we're not too bad. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it. That's all the questions I have for you. If you want your socials, I'll have them linked down in the description. But go ahead and read off your socials for the people.
You can get me on Boxing Sim on Instagram. Boxing V wishlist on Twitter, or you get me Poetic on Twitter. I got so many social medias because I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm on TikTok now. I'm on a little bit of everything now.
Okay, so send them to me, and I'll post them like in the description. Then
You ain't see that list I put on Twitter about all my social medias.
you got, yeah, I seen it, but you're gonna have to send that to me though. You know you be retweeting and posting, so I that's in a C right now. So
Yeah.
you gonna have to send that to me. But
Yeah.
I appreciate you for giving me your time. Hopefully people understand when you say something is with passion now
Yeah.
after this sit down. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. I appreciate your time, my brother.
Appreciate you interviewing me. I hope the other content creators see this.
So hopefully everybody watches it all the way through, my man. But you have a good rest of your day, man.
You too. Enjoy.
Bye bye.